The United Nations Congress on Trade and Development, in partnership with the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, today held a national policy-level workshop aimed at fostering productive capacities in Zimbabwe for industrialization, economic diversification and inclusive growth. Speaking on behalf of the Minister of Industry and Commerce, a director in the ministry, Innocent Madziva, said Zimbabwe is at an advanced stage in preparing an industrial blueprint for Zimbabwe.
In order to drive structural transformation, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Industry and Commerce is currently reviewing the Zimbabwe National Industrial Development Policy of 2019 to 2023. The draft National Industrial Development Policy, the new one that's going to run from 2024 to 2030, is in alignment with Vision 2030 and our industrial commitments within the region and the continent. In this regard, ZNIDP aims to grow and strengthen the manufacturing sector to harness opportunities within the region.
Speaking at the same event, World Food Programme Country Representative Francesca Elderman said the adoption of renewable energy was critical for Zimbabwe.
Climate change is also causing shifts in agroecological which has affected several breadbaskets in Africa, including Zimbabwe, and this has impacted the continent's food sovereignty and resilience. Secondly, we need to enhance energy access and affordability. Over 53% of Africa's population, including Zimbabwe, do not have access to electricity. The country needs to embrace a transition to renewable energy by making use of its endowment in hydro, solar, and geothermal resources. Third, we must increase digital connectivity and inclusion. Internet penetration is very low, just about 35% in Zimbabwe, compared with the Africa average of 40%, which, to be honest, is still also very low.
The United Nations Industrial Development Organization Country Representative Tichi Mushandevo highlighted the need for infrastructural development in Zimbabwe.
The problem of financing, you are very aware that this is a problem not only for Zimbabwe but for most of African countries. To finance that development, you need the resources. Lastly but not least, I think the issues of infrastructure really they kind of provide a big challenge to developing countries. So basically I think energy, infrastructure and financing are very key for the economic development agenda, and if these and among other problems, if they are addressed, I think there will be economic growth agenda may move forward.
The United Nations Congress on Trade and Development says entrepreneurship and the establishment of business linkages are critical for Zimbabwe's economic progression.
Without entrepreneurial capabilities, we will not be able to deliver processes and transformation and production in the economy with impact on employment and generating a core of capital accumulation in the economy. The third pillar is the linkages, the production linkages between productive forces, between the resources that you have, the human capital that you have, and also between sectors. Agriculture, we talked about. Great to have you also as head of World Food Programme.
Konapo, Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.